Hello everyone, my name is Christian.
And I'm Joana.
And together we make up Board Game Beans. And in this video of What's in a Box, we're going to be taking a look at Cartographers.
Yay!
Shall we explain why and how we got this?
Yes. First, the why. A while ago, we were on the Nerd Shelves Discord talking with peeps, and we were sharing that we got a second chance. More than one person said that they, in that kind of game, they prefer Cartographers. They were talking about it with so much passion, and they praised it so much that we were like, okay, we are going to get this game because we love second chance, and this is kind of a step forward, like in the genre. We wanted to get this as well.
Yeah.
And this leads to how we got it.
Finding this was kind of difficult for us here in Portugal. Most of the shops that we normally frequent didn't have it in stock. It wasn't available. In some places they just didn't have it ever. They never had it. I did end up finding it. Actually, I think direct from the publisher was an option, but shipping would have hurt greatly to get it from America at the time. So we decided to look on Board Game Geek itself, and they have a really cool
market.
Yeah, little marketplace there.
And we found this guy in Portugal on Board Game Geek selling it like new.
And it was really like new. It was
like new.
The condition was amazing.
It doesn't even seem that he has been played. Surely he tried, but it's in really, really good condition.
The box is immaculate, and the contents is all good.
The smells like new.
Yeah. So yeah, this game is by Thunderworks Games. It comes in a really nice size box. The components listed on the back of the box is 100 map sheets, 41 cards, 4 pencils, and 1 rulebook.
The game design is by Jordy Adan. Graphic design Luís Francisco, either Portuguese or Brazilian. Illustration by Lucas Ribeiro.
It says here it's 1 to 100 players, which is funny for these kind of games. I guess because there's only 100 sheets. So I guess you could get 100 players together at one time.
Yeah.
Ages 10 and up, and with a playtime of between 30 and 45 minutes. And the type of game that this is, it's a flip and write, isn't it? So you have cards, and you have to fill out the map, the sheet that you've been given. So we can take a look inside. So there's a nice breakdown of the components in here, and then how to play.
Wait, there's something actually interesting for explanation of the cards.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And we've got the maps sheets. They come in a pad. They're double-sided. So you've got side A, side B. But it's the same all the way through.
Yeah. Looks really nice.
Came with a little plastic bag. I'm not sure if it comes with a plastic bag or that was from the person selling it.
The previous owner.
And we've got all the cards.
We hope.
We hope, yeah. I haven't actually given it a count, but the condition of this came so well and so well packaged.
Like even the pencils. New.
Cards are nice, look. They're like a linen finish, I think it's called. They have that little texture on them.
Ooh, cards with letters.
There's not too much to the components in this. It's just these cards, the map pads, pencils, and rulebook.
Yeah.
What I like about this game, I've not played it, but what I like from what I've seen about the game is that you can get really creative in how you fill out the map. So you can keep it really basic or abstract in how you fill it out, or you can get really creative and start drawing little trees and roads and everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's a cool artistic break, perhaps. Yeah. So we'll go learn this now, and we'll give it a playthrough, and we'll get back to you with our thoughts. In Cartographers, players compete to earn the most reputation stars by the time 4 seasons have passed. Each season, players draw on their map sheets and earn reputation by carrying out the Queen's edicts before the season is over. The player with the most reputation stars at the end of the winter wins. Ooh, okay, we're back. That took longer than I expected. Actually, recording time on the phone or on the overhead camera was an hour, and the game does say it's 30 to 45 minutes. So an hour is about right for the first game.
The first time playing a game, it's always longer.
Always longer because we're learning the rules, even knowing how to set it up for the first time. Now, the next time we play, we can just set it up.
Even to learn how to score in between seasons.
Yeah.
At the end of a season.
Made a couple of mistakes, I think, there.
Yeah.
There was the game is, I really love the game. Let me just say that. The rule book is really good, I think. Like, we didn't have a problem learning how to play the game.
The only problem...
No, I wouldn't say a problem. It's a mystery.
What is this?
There's a mystery card in the box that isn't... I've skimmed through the rule book. I can't find a mention of it. The only thing I can think it is...
Yeah.
It says here on the box, a role player tale, implying there might be another type of game. And maybe this card is like usable in that game.
If you know what this is, please tell us on the comments, because we don't know.
Let us know in the comments below. You're pointing at the pencils. You want to say something about the pencils?
You want to say something about pencils.
I want to say something about the pencils. So
I'm okay with pencils.
It comes with 4 pencils. So one thing I don't really like so much, personally, in these roll and writes or these flip and writes, is a pencil. I don't know why. I feel I can get a lot more detail and more comfort using a pen. This is my personal preference.
I need a pencil. I erase a lot, so...
Yeah, so we've had this in Second Chance and Three Sisters, which is a roll and write. Roll and write, yep. I prefer to use pens. And we also have some colored pens that we use. And actually, I think colored pens, or at least colored pencils, would lend itself very well here.
Yes. Even for the scoring part, I think we will benefit from using the colored pens for different terrains, because it's easier. Like this is like...
Yeah, a lot easier.
Just everything is gray. I know there's different icons or symbols that we draw, but...
It kind of gets lost when you're just using a pencil, I think. So I think that's something we'll change up next time we play. We'll use colored pens or colored pencils at the very least. But no, the game is really, really cool how it plays. So we mentioned earlier, our first introduction to flip and writes was Second Chance. This takes that to a whole other level, I feel. The
other one is really cozy and simple and...
Yeah, this one is nice as well. It's a lot more thinky actually. You have these cards that you set up at the beginning of the game, and they determine where you're going to get the points, really. And there's a lot of these cards, isn't there? There's, I can check here.
16?
16 scoring cards, and you only have 4. So there's a lot of variability there a lot of replayability there, which is really cool.
Yeah.
you're pulling these explore cards, which dictates what shape you can draw on that turn. And it's over 4 rounds, 4 seasons. So spring, summer, fall, and winter. The last 2 seasons are shorter turns.
Yeah, that's another clever thing, because as you're filling more spaces on your map, it makes sense that the last rounds, the last seasons, are going to have less cards, less spaces that you can fill.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
maybe you could pull more cards. It depends on the cards. You see, some cards have the timer symbol on them, and one of the cards has no timer symbol on it.
Yeah.
So maybe you end up pulling a few more cards, but they are smaller shapes that you have to fit in. I think the cards with 2 on the timer have a bigger shape. But it's really cool. You do your 4 random scorecards, and then you have your exploring cards that build a little column just so you can keep reference of the time, basically. You have, at the end of each round, before the next exploration card is pulled, you check, and you just total it up. So if the summer season is 8 on the timer, if it's 7, you get to pull another card. If you're on 8 or over 8, then that's it for the round, and you do your totals. And I like that. On the score sheet, you have a designated spot to total up the 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And I like that, at least as far as we could tell when we played, the coin track just keeps on building up. Also the monsters. So there's monsters in here. You have ambush cards that you have to put in. You put in 1 ambush card for the season, but it is possible to end up with more ambush cards if you didn't pull one the previous round.
Yeah.
And what's cool with the ambush cards is we have to swap our maps and draw the shape on each other's maps. By doing that, you get a little opportunity to mess up your opponent, and that is fun. And then also, for each of the seasons, you have to subtract a point for every space unfilled.
Adjacent.
Yeah, for every adjacent space around a monster's tile that is unfilled with another terrain. And that's cool, because if you leave those unfilled throughout the duration of the game, you'll just accrue more and more negative points.
Yeah. Both of us ended up with some spaces that are empty that we could not fill anymore because they are too small, either 1 space or 2 spaces.
Yeah.
That will always count as negative points.
Yeah. There's a few shapes that you end up that are very difficult to fill. I think there's one of the cards is a rift card, and it basically is 1 cubed square.
Yeah, it's when you cannot fill the towers.
I think it's also a card in here. We saw it at the very first card we had.
Yeah.
So that's cool. There's opportunity to try and fill them in, but also there's punishment. So like you were saying, if every now and again you'll pull a ruin card, so then you pull another card, and the moment the next exploration card comes up, you have to place that exploration card on a ruin that exists on the map. And if you don't have a ruin left because you filled it in before, because you can choose to place these anywhere, you could overlap a ruin with another card. If you don't have a ruin left, then you're basically punished in a way, because you can only do 1 square somewhere else.
Whether or not it's a punishment or salvation.
Yeah, it can depend.
Depends on on your game, because if you have one of those empty spaces and you are able to fill it up with that space, that terrain, is going to be good.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of replayability here. I really like that. A lot of replayability then in the base game. There is also, I had a look, there's like 15 expansions listed on Board Game Geek. Some of them are just extra cards, but there's also different map packs. So I think you just buy another pad, which is a different map, and it might introduce some new ways to play.
We know at least one that we know that we are going to get.
Yeah, there's a really cool Frozen Lands one, which I quite like the look of. I wish they had the pad is 100 sheets big. I wish they had 50 for side A, 50 for side B, because now we have to make sure we hold on to these, or we're going to be short of side B when we get around to playing that.
But to be fair, we So far, we have been collecting all of.
Yeah, we collect them.
Yeah.
And we're going to log this later as well, our scores. Oh, yeah, our scores, by the way. You ended up with 97, and I ended up with 118.
I didn't have a good game.
You did at first, like you were charging ahead at the start.
No.
You
I had -4.
True. But yeah, I think I got lucky. Again, when we get these ambush cards, we have to swap maps and draw the ambush shape on their map. I put a nasty one in here. It did take longer than I expected. And I think even if now we know how to play, I still think I wouldn't say it's too long. It's a good size game.
It's even for
Yeah.
1 4-hour board game breakfast.
Yeah, definitely.
Ritual.
I think I just forgot how long it would take. I couldn't remember when we pulled it off our shelves to play.
Yeah, it's late and I'm really tired. I don't know if people can see the difference in us.
Yeah,
It's late.
we're pushing midnight now.
Yeah.
Love the game. Comes with a mystery card. I don't know what that is about. If you do know, please let us know what this role player backstory card is. That's Cartographers. Thank you all so much for watching, and happy gaming.
Happy gaming. What is this?
You're doing an overhead camera, there's no phone there.
Ah. Why?
Because that's
Because not yet.
it's
True,
for
true,
Let's
true.
Play.
In blue roll. It's really, really. I'm a pirate. The cards. A guy in Portugal.
Blue roll.